Garwood's outline, and we're here with Vintage Trouble. We're very, very honoured to have your time today again, because we had you on the cover before. So I'm gonna put my prompt cards. We're ready to go. So last time I interviewed you guys, it was on the afternoon of the Classic Rock Awards, and you went on to win the Best New Band award. It came as a bit of a surprise to you, I think. Did it?
I guess just being, I mean, anything like that comes as a surprise because, you know, you just want to make music, and you want to kind of affect and change and party in rooms and do all this kind of stuff. And when you get acknowledged by something like classic rock, and you're in a room with people like Brian May and just everyone, Gene Simmons and Jeff Beck, all these people around, and as you're walking to the stage, you see these people clapping for you. It's a bit surreal. So I think more than surprised, it was just one of those moments that you almost think you're gonna wake up and be like, oh my God, you guys, I had this dream that we won this award and all these people were there. So I mean, more so than surprised, it was just surreal.
Yeah. Did the award have more clout for you because it was voted for by the public? More than anything like that.
Yeah, it's such a respected magazine too, as far as over on this side of the pond, especially. So, yeah, of course, it goes a long way.
Yeah, and your relationship with the UK has been fantastic. You spent quite a lot of time with us last year when you were doing that tour, and I thought you would just up and leave and never see us again, but you came back and you've been here doing the festival circuit. What's that been like this summer?
It's been great because last year we played all these festivals, and then a lot of the same festivals have had us back, so they kind of put us a little higher on the slot, and it's just nice to return, and you see some of the same people, you even recognize some of the same people. And you recognize the fairgrounds, it's just like coming home, and to your point earlier, coming back to the UK is kind of like coming back to our musical home, because this is kind of where we sort of got our push after doing Jules Holland. It's funny, back on the note of the Roundhouse is where the Classic Rock Awards were held, and we had said that, God, we really want to get into that Roundhouse, And it's funny that we always try to put out all this good karma to the world and speak stuff out, and it comes to fruition, So, we got into the Roundhouse, and that was amazing. And back to the festival questions, it's so great to play at these festivals because, you get people of young and people of old, you have families coming, and you have 3 generations sometimes, and they're all up for it. So it's been really great to come out and play the festivals. And this year we got to branch out a little more and get into Europe a little more and play some European festivals, which has been really nice for us as well. Yeah, and I saw today that you were branching out to Japan. Have you ventured that far yet?
No.
It's exciting.
Absolutely.
When do you plan on doing that?
Thursday.
We leave in 2 days.
Tomorrow.
See, everything you boys do, you do very quickly. You're saying, like, you put the call out, you want to go to the Roundhouse. It doesn't take you long to get there. I mean, it's still only been, if it was like 18 months at Christmas, it's still only, maybe two years now since you started together. Have you been able to kind of keep up with that momentum? Is it flagged at times?
I mean, you have no choice. You just keep up with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of cool for us with Japan because every other place that we've gone to, starting at home in LA, we were doing 4 residencies. Like, we decided we wanted to play all the time, so we put in the work in that area, and it spread out. Then we came to Europe, we put in the work, and then that's spreading out. And what's weird about Japan is our album debuted there top 6.
Yeah.
And it's the only time that's ever happened for us. And so it's going to be interesting going to a place that the music was received before we landed there and ran around the country and performed live. Yeah. Like, it's good. I'm looking forward to seeing if there's a difference in that situation.
Yeah.
To see that people knew the album first. Most places, people happen to know the band first.
Yeah, the Japanese have got a lot of soul then, it seems.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
it's really good. Because you often see the strange pop that they have,
Yeah.
Yeah, they love it, don't they? They party hard to that. So, Nali, you hinted before that songs like Nobody Told Me might be indicative of the kind of material that we might be seeing on the second album. Then we were treated, I saw the other day, to the video for Not Alright By Me. So, is that yet more indication that the second album might have some messages to be spread?
Yeah, we're always trying to send messages, even if they're hip shaking or we like to say something in general about the world or so. Of course, always. want to have a message about everything, so and bring music to people. So we keep trucking and what we're doing, so for sure.
Yeah,
and look out for new dates too. We're coming back here in November and December. So,
you see,
so
you
always
don't
check
just
out on VintageTrouble.com and for new dates.
Yeah.
We'll come up there soon.
Yeah.
There was a hidden message in there, meaning that coming up sometime in the future, there's going to be some hip shaking going on.
Really? Can we expect some hip shaking tonight?
Hip shaking tonight? No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no.
Not
There'll be
none
none of that.
They don't have a
Very
license
slow
for
song.
hip shaking, actually.
Yeah.
I don't
There's
know
a big
if
sign.
Last time we broke some things, so they told us we've got to be still.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Don't do it.
Sitting
Revolt.
down,
Revolt
show.
against. So obviously, I mentioned the second album. You know, we like to. I know you're still touring the first, and we're demanding children. We we want to know how close we are to.
Well, it's already recorded.
Oh.
So, and we've done a couple different sessions, different places, one main session. But we have a wild that's going to come out. What happened is there's a documentary about the band. We were honored to have a great filmmaker do a documentary about us because they were excited about the concept that we were this band that was going to not only style of music and dress and mission, not just for the 1950s and 60s, but also we wanted to do it as far as doing shows. We wanted to have everyone know who we were by playing around all the time. So we ended up doing, at one point, over 80 shows in 100 days. And a documentarian decided that was a really interesting subject.
Yeah.
Because, nowadays, in order to see 1 million people, most people just want to do a sexy video, and that's enough. So they filmed us. Now what they're going to do is add that documentary with a re-release of the Bomb Shelter sessions. Because we feel a lot of people in the world need to understand that a lot of bands, it's not just about going into a studio and recording. That's a great part of the process. But there's the dream of being on the road.
Yeah.
And seeing people in front of you and seeing how that affects your music. I mean, I'm sure in the documentary you'll see how different the songs went from day 1 to day 100, just because you do them every day. So, we have this next record, and we record all the time, and we write all the time. So there's probably a third and fourth record already starting to be ignited and kindled. But we're going to re-release the Bomb Shelter sessions with this document. Yeah, when is that going to be? October.
October, and it's going to have
some additional songs. One that has to do with some shaking, like Richard was saying.
Some
Nice.
sort of
on that note too, we've only just released the Bomb Shelter in Japan, and it was released here last year, and we only just released it in America. Maybe just not more than 2 months ago, or 2.5 months roughly.
Yeah.
So, eventually these records kind of need to catch up with each other so that we can release everything at once. Otherwise, we're kind of sporadic and releasing different things throughout the world. So, the UK just has to be a little patient.
Well, and
we got here first.
But we're going to keep feeding nuggets.
Yeah.
We'll take.
Yeah, no, I mean, like we said, we got the documentaries going to come out. We're going to Not Alright by Me just happened, and there are going to be a couple of new songs on this thing.
Yeah.
We're going to keep the Bomb Shelter session album intact itself, and then at the end of it, there's going to be a little encore thing. We're going to add a couple songs that people have come accustomed to, and really, the main reason for doing that is probably the UK. Because we don't want to just release another record without giving them some new nugget to feel like it's something
We're
new.
hungry for nuggets.
Perfect.
I always like to say too, you guys are just, the rest of the world has to catch up to you. You're that hip. So you felt it first and helped us get out there, and so,
It seemed like the musical landscape for us was really ready for some good soul music that wasn't derivative, because we've ended up with commercialized R&B for such a long time.
Right.
But you guys, you can hear your influences, but you're not derivative at all. You would sit right alongside Dobie Gray and Otis Redding for me, in that kind of pure soul that you bring that energy. And there was something about the UK. We've got artists like Michael Kuwanako. I don't know if you've heard him. He's got such a good voice. It just I don't know, you coming in, whether you've seen that we're kind of embracing this soul revival.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'd like to talk about your wardrobe. It's not something I got to talk about before, because this isn't something you just throw on. It's carefully thought about.
Threw mine on pretty quick.
This whole thing, yeah. But I mean, your natty dresses. Style is an important thing to you. Is there a clothing paradise for you? Is there somewhere you go for your tailoring, or is it just natty?
Wherever you can get to.
Yeah.
I mean, You know, I mean, I guess we're usually inspired by the same period the music is inspired by, but also we get inspired by movies and things we see, and that'd be cool. Because you don't want to end up being a gimmick.
No.
And you know, a lot of times if you just hone in on one period, it feels like a gimmick. So we tend to like mix a lot of 50s with, you know, turn of the century.
Yeah.
You know, because we like the high collars and we like cravats and we like, you know, just anything that kind of feels to us like the music feels. And some of our music just, we try and get more pure and more pure and more pure in what we do. So then you got to go back in time also with how you look, because you want to kind of look the part. Sometimes, like certain days, when you're not fortunate enough to wake up in good spirits and you have to work from the outside in.
Yeah.
So sometimes by just putting on the outfit puts you in the mood.
Yeah. You feel different.
Is there
Todd always says you show up and you're putting it on, and it almost like it can change how you feel in a good way.
Yeah. Sorry. Do you all have kind of rituals to the way you approach, say, a gig tonight? You know, with the way you get dressed, and you know, do you need time to yourselves, or is it pretty?
It's pretty loose backstage. We do some, you know, we do some light playing, some light singing. We all do our own little, whatever that is to us, a little stretch. You know, I warm up my hands. Ty does his voice. You know, we play acoustic guitars and sing. The one ritual that we do though, that I hope that we'll always do, and we've done it. I don't think we've done a show without it in the last, you know, 2 years maybe. But as you'll see tonight, you know, we gather in front of the drums, and these guys all face me, and what we're doing is just basically facing each other, and you know, we all give each other our eyes, and we give each other our hands, and we give each other a little tap, and it just kind of
give each other our hearts.
Our hearts, yeah. It just kind of pulls us together and reminds us, you know, who we are, why we are, what we are, and it's a great moment. In fact, it's a moment I love to share with these guys every day, because you know, even if we're all spread out in the day and we're all kind of in our own thing. And even on stage, you know, we come together musically and in our souls and in our hearts, but it is nice to come together in that one little physical moment before we play.
Yeah, that's really good.
And we clear the barnyard animals out of the backstage half an hour before the set. Half an hour, and you know.
Yeah, that's probably prudent though.
Yeah.
So finally, you came in December, and I hope we received you well. Did we qualify as troublemakers last time?
You did, but if I were going to up your troublemakerdom, I mean, it's a Vintage Trouble Facebook, you know, / Vintage Trouble, but then there's also a Vintage Trouble troublemaker site.
Yeah.
That people go on that are just the community, and they hang out and they talk so much shit with each other, and it's such a really, really good community of people. So I would like for the new people around here that you guys reach out to, and just Norwich in general. Along with joining the music, find out about the company that we keep.
Yeah.
And because it's a really, really nice, soulful subculture that's happening. It even inspires us, really. The connection that our fans have with each other makes us want to have a better connection with each other. I mean, they're so on, and they have good times, and they go on vacations together, and they fall in love or just lust, and
they meet before shows and have their own party, you know, 4 hours before our party.
There's one going on in Norwich, Ramsey Wells.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one here tonight.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Last night after the show, there was a party in the back alley behind the club with these picnic tables, and I brought my vinyl record out, and about 20 people. We just stayed there until almost the sun came up this morning.
Yeah. No,
yeah. I mean, it's a really, really. We lucked out. I mean, not lucked out. We're fortunate.
They don't make you do anything untoward to get in this group, do they? Eat anything strange?
Go and find out. Go
Nothing
and find out.
Animals?
Go and find out. Oh, she's bad as well.
Yeah, I'm a little worried now. I think we should cut it. Thank you so much for your time again today, guys. We're really looking forward to this.
Pleasure.